Eric, can you hear me? Hi,
I can hear
Brenda.
you.
Yes, the first time here. How are you guys?
Well, welcome,
Right?
brother. It's good to see you.
See you too. From where you
I c-
are tuning in?
In Edmonton, Canada. Where are you
In
from?
Germany. From Germany.
Ah,
From Germany. I live in Germany and Italy. So,
oh, beautiful.
yes. And you, Eric?
I'm in the mountains right now, in Kimberley, BC, and lots of magic happening out here, brother. It's really
Yeah.
good to see you again. I think we saw each other in Cologne the first time.
Yes. In Cologne, exactly. Exactly.
It's
From this.
great to have you here, brother. I know you've been sharing some insight and a lot of things. Do you want to share a little bit about yourself so everybody gets to know a little bit more about you? Brenda
Yeah,
gets to know more about you. Amy gets to know more about you. Mark gets to know more about you. I think this would be really valuable for everybody to discover, brother.
I'm usually really a shy guy, you know.
Not
Well,
anymore.
So yeah, a little bit about my background. Uh, I used to be a professional dancer for over 20 years, starting in 1998. I know it's ages. I'm actually not that old, but this was my starting point, and then met my dream wife, learned five languages to speak, and travel around the world. Brighten my horizont. And then met my dream wife. We wanted to build a family, have a child, and then we realized that as a dancer, you cannot keep it for a long time. So the time was ticking, and I was like, okay, we have to think about the next step. And we thought about opening up a coaching agency. So we opened a coaching agency in 2011. And 2011, we opened the agency, and this was kind of complete game changer. You know, I used to be staying on stage in front of thousands of hundreds of people all the time. You know, working always also with really famous people like I don't know if you know Kylie Minogue.
Oh, yeah.
I've with Usher on
Mm.
tour. Usher from the States,
Oh,
been in Germany, yes. And
we need to see you do some moves.
yeah, we can have some teaching here when you want.
get into
That's awesome.
state.
Getting into the right state, exactly. And then 2011 we opened this agency, and then it was complete overwhelming for me because it was not in my plan to be a businessman and to be an entrepreneur. It was complete overwhelming, and I struggled for 3 years, keeping up the business. And so I've been in financial situation, bad situations, and then 2013, I was in a state like everything what we are talking about today, everything what's talking about Tony Robbins today. I've been in the states constantly being distracted from social media, etc. And then one day I was in a car, and so I was distracted from my phone, and I had a heavy car accident, like heavy duty car accident, and I was
Wow.
close to be not here anymore. And but I know you are super great minds here. I'm sure in this circle from Eric, you know it as well. Like the worst experience can be your most powerful experience. And so this was kind of I took it as a wake-up call. I went out there, figured out things like how other entrepreneurs were doing it. And yeah, in really short amount of time, I make this coaching agency really successful. And yeah, and so today I have a coaching agency, plus I'm a coach, plus I'm a CRO of a event agency as well. So we're doing kind of show productions for big corporate companies. Like example, one of my big clients are Porsche, example, or
Mhm.
VW, like really more in this car segment. So we are representing with dancers, being creative, represent the new cars, let's say, yes.
Oh, sounds
Broadway.
fun.
Yeah.
Yes. A lot of
Well
things.
done.
That's why I was so, I worked all day long, so I finished my to-do list and I was sitting on the couch. I'm really never sitting on the couch usually. I was like, let me check what Eric is doing with this circle. Let me see, let me tune in here. So yeah, now I'm here.
Well,
Yeah.
I'd like to
Brother,
say, like I said to John DeMartini when I met him out of nowhere, thank you for believing in yourself so that you got to this point. And thanks for surviving and making it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Because you're going to make a big difference for a lot of people. Thank you.
Thank you too. Thank you, Annie. Can I know more
uh,
about you guys as well? Like,
please, Brenda, do you want to start, or Amy, do you want to start? Do you want to go ahead?
Well, I can start, Brenda, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, yep.
So I've been on this journey. My father was my best friend, and I inherited his house, and it's been a journey. And I've been listening to the signs. And so I rent the house to travel nurses because it's in Boston. It's close to the hospitals. And I realized that it was easy for me to do that because they come with a stipend and I feel like I'm not taking anything from anybody. I'm actually giving to them because they can walk to work, right? So I've been in that flow. And all of a sudden, and my goal, because my father never gave up on me, was to create a healing space in his name. And his name, he went to work every day at a cab company, and my last name, as you see, is Nick Castro. He went as Nick because Cosmo wasn't a name for a cab company, even though he was vice president of operations and he displayed his name, Cosmo Damian Nicastro Jr., on his desk. Everybody called him Nick. And my goal, even when he was alive, I said, Dad, someday I'm going to create a healing space in your name because I'm so grateful you never gave up on me, right? So my house was unusually empty. And my daughter, who happens to live in Portland, Maine, sent me a message from the Brookline Families Facebook page. And it's a friend of a woman from North Carolina who has a 4-month-old baby that's coming to Boston Children's, and they need a place to stay and they can't get anywhere and they don't really have the means. So I said, come. So I met the woman, and the next day, her and her friend come. The friend gives me a hug, and I said, "What's your name?" And I think she's a neighborhood person as well. And she says, I said, "Where are you from in the neighborhood?" And she said, "Actually, I'm from North Carolina." I'm like, "Oh my God, are you mom?" And she says, "Yes, I am." I'm like, "Can I give you a hug now?" And so I tell her, "Listen, I rent 31 days or more. I can't take money from you. You can make a donation to my nonprofit. Don't worry about it now because I just want you to concentrate on your baby, right? So so they do, and they do make a donation eventually, but I talked to so the baby has the surgery. He's doing great. He had heart and lung surgery. He had a ventilation system when he got here, and he had heart and lung surgery, and he's doing great in Boston. Last night, I talked to the grandmother, and she said, "Did Carmen tell you what was happening?" And I said, "No, I haven't really talked to Carmen other than what I said to you." And so uh, she says, when we were in Carolina, we were preparing for his death. He wasn't doing well. Every day he was getting worse. Now he's in Boston, and every day he's getting better. I wrote to my daughter and I said, I called her, and she's like, "Mom, I'm putting the kids to bed. I can't talk right now." No, I said, no, you have to hear this. You saved that baby's life. She
wow.
saved that baby's life. Yeah. And I got all my answers because the message that I created something with Todd Hartley's platform. And at the end of the platform, it says Dad 99. No, it says Dad 9. So when you click on the link at the very end of the link, it says Dad 9. That's the number. I'm like, oh my God, he's telling me to do this. And yesterday, so I have stuff going on, with the house. I'm on this like balance wheel, right? So yesterday I had to pocket list the house, which is a private listing. And I listed it for 3.1, and they already have somebody that wants to buy because I know the house is worth $3 million. You can walk to the hospitals, you can walk to Fenway Park, and there's 9 parking spaces and all that. And I'm like, okay, with that message, what is he telling me? Take the 3.1, or is it the purpose? Then this morning I'm talking to my friend who's a lender, and I realize my EIN number is 93188 dash 555. And so I look at the link again and it says 5, Dad 9. And I'm like, there's my answer. Thanks, Dad. I just love how
Wow,
the universe talks to me when I'm open to listen.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
love it.
Thanks.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you.
I have to get off at 9:30. I have another call.
Oh, no, go
So
ahead. Oh, I wish I knew. Sorry. Go ahead.
I'll just kind of go over. Brenda, I'm from Edmonton. I've got 2 girls, 21, 23. I have a partner of 30 years. I'm a real estate investor, property manager. That's probably, I should improve that from, I just took business mastery. I should have a
Aren't
better
you creating aren't you creating environments for people to
I'm
thrive?
creating environments where people thrive. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't believe I just yeah, I create environments where people thrive. And I've been on a journey of, realizing that it's not all about the money. I think for, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 years, maybe I was basically, it seemed to be a pursuit of, well, I would say trying to prove that I was worthy. I'm sure underneath it all, that's kind of what it was. It was like always trying to reach higher and higher, make more money, get more things. And I had a major realization back in November that I I was doing all these things because of, stuff from my past, and it was driving me to really focus on the wrong things. So now I feel like I'm on a path of, purpose, meaning, peace, ease and flow. I guess I should say ease and flow. I just had a post the other day just about what is important to me. And hey, it's never too late to figure this stuff out. I think we go, we're going along in life, we're doing all these things that we think, yeah, this is, what you're supposed to do. This is what the universe, well, not even the universe is talking to me. I wasn't listening. It was the world. It was, the culture. And I was just locked into that culture. So I really feel when you ask me, who I am, I'm trying to be, or no, I'm not trying. I am the authentic Brenda now. I'm not hiding. I'm not pretending. I am just, being me. And that's just like such a great place to be at. So yeah, this is Brenda.
Good. Thank you for sharing.
You're amazing, Brenda. Thank you. Mart, do you want to share, brother?
Well, I don't have the wealth of years of experience yet that the others that you just heard, but and more importantly, I am a chemical engineering student located in the north of the Netherlands with a burning passion for TTRPGs and lots of things that are considered nerdy.
Ooh, love it.
So we are neighborhoods here.
Love
Germany. I'm from Cologne, close to Cologne. So
Oh,
we are really close to each other. Nice, Netherlands.
Is
And
that where you
Eric,
are now? Sweet.
where in Netherlands, Mart?
Groningen.
Is
The
it
north.
closer to the ocean or
It's
more?
the northeasternmost province.
Ah, okay. Nice. Beautiful. Nice.
And we got Jacob coming in here too, which is great. Jacob and Gina,
What's up?
who are going to be coming to our next event in March here in Alberta or in Edmonton. Do you both would like to share a little bit about yourselves? So Farouk can have a little bit. I know you guys are at the shopping mall and tuning in, which is amazing. It would be amazing. It would be amazing to hear a little bit about your brilliance as well, because also Farouk, we met Jacob and Gina in Cologne as well, and they've been part of the family for quite some time.
Nice.
Yeah, so we work with women healthcare and we treat incontinence. And that's really what we do. And I love how we can combine entrepreneurship with helping people. That's what I'm most proud of. And yeah, since we met Eric, we have been a lot in these calls, but not so much lately. So now we're gonna tune in
Yeah.
at least like multiple times a week. So we're gonna see each other much more.
Yay.
And where are you located? Just so for everyone's insight.
Yeah, so we live in Sweden.
It's
Nice.
my heritage. I'm Swedish and English. Way back when. Never been to Sweden though.
Sweden is
Cool.
nice, but a little bit cold. But it was awesome. Like Ronald and his wife drove here, so we met them pretty much straight after UPW which was so fun.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Cool. Nice.
What dates are it in Edmonton?
What, sorry?
I believe it's
The temperature?
No, the dates for next
Oh, the
UPW.
date.
I believe it's March 13th. I have to get the confirmation date. I'll get it figured this week. I'm just organizing and getting everything figured out. So give me by Friday and I'll have all of the details ready to go.
That's awesome. Gina also wanted to say hi.
Hi guys, how are you?
Hey, Gina, it's good to see you and hear you.
Good to see you. And my name is Gina, married to Jacob, and we are working together.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hi, Gina.
Hi.
You're really the artist behind all of this beautiful organization that you and Jacob run. You know, this is something that you've found a need for, and it's beautiful to have to see your
Yes.
passion. I remember you sharing it so deeply with our friends from London, you know, and the way that you came out and expressed with so much focus and devotion was such a so I'm curious why you feel this is so important right now for people and especially women, and you know, how does it continue to navigate in spaces that that more ladies might need this to feel that level of confidence and conviction. Like, it'd be nice to hear from your map of the world why this is meaningful to you.
Yeah, so right now we are working with women, and our plan is to help women in Afghanistan. So every year we are sending money to girls we know they are in need. So maybe they need school or some living stuff or care. So every year we are sending them money, and the final goal for us is to start online school for girls in Afghanistan. So we are working on that. And maybe maybe soon we can do something big.
Wow. It's really purposeful. And how you are managing the teachers? They will teach online then, or how is it? How is
Yeah.
your vision?
So my goal is to like find people who are very they will help other women, and through that we are just doing it online and start online school. So they're gonna have same like when I study in Sweden, the most things is online. So like we're doing in Sweden, but do it in Afghanistan, but people are living in Europe or other place because it's a little bit dangerous to be in Afghanistan and do it.
And in which language will be these teachings? In
English
English?
is fine, yeah, because most women there or most people there can speak English. So if we do it in yeah, maybe in 1-2 years, they are still English with yeah, they can still English. But if you wait too long, maybe they're gonna forget because language is fresh and you need to train all the time.
Okay. And I'm just curious, which kind
I
of
love it.
topics you wanna teach there? What will be the topics?
I think for me is like teaching language, mathematics, and economy is those I think is important. What do you
Nice.
think, Jacob?
To read and write is very crucial to like start the stepping stone. Of course,
We can't really hear we
And
can't
that
really
we
hear you,
can.
Jacob.
yeah. So I think the microphone is in this one. That's why. So I think start to learn to read and write is the first stepping stone. But then, of course, I think like if you can teach financial education in some way, that will change the whole country, because that's the most important thing to actually make the whole community grow.
And speaking of financial literacy, this is one of Ronald's number one priorities to really cultivate. So, really emphasizing and bringing in Ronald to integrate that with his ease and grace of the way that he chooses to really add value is something that I believe is going to be a really huge shift. And then also economics, really understanding what economics is, right? The essence of human action, right? What are we choosing to do as a choice of taking action? Because economy versus like the supply and demand structure that most of society had dictated and communicated is actually not true economics. True economics is the choice and the study of how we choose to integrate our energy, our true energy. And so this is something that is a great philosophy and also a grounded experience of reality to show people that the value of financial literacy is based off of where they choose to focus their energy on. And so this could be a great way to then also add value in different languages. And one of the things I would love for you, Jacob and Gina, to pay attention to. So Dean Graziosi, he just created a beautiful AI where you could speak into the AI into with English, right? And it could be communicated into all different languages around the world. And so you can have multiple different teachers that come from multiple different, and it's a generative AI that allows us to actually be able to create a multitude of impact from any type of scenario with any type of education or knowledge, and then translate it through that generative AI. And so this is something that he showed actually. I don't know if you remember at UPW.
Yes. I remember that.
She says she
So
remembered that.
yeah,
That's
so
amazing.
lots to create, and we have the who. So it's never about the how. This is something we all have to remember. It's about the who, and we have the who all available in this lighthouse. And now it's about coming together to really thrive as a team. And so this is how we choose to focus on meaningful action with grace, integrity, and curiosity. The magic, right, Brenda? Uh, so yeah, so
Well,
I think
one
it's
of the
amazing.
things I don't know, maybe when you're open for this, one of
See you, Brenda.
the
I know you have to leave. Yeah.
yeah, Jakob, one of the things that I uh, heard about Eckhart Tolle, you know Eckhart Tolle, right? Eckhart Tolle. And he talks about, I loved it, what he said. He said one day in classes, in school classes, school rooms, they will teach about being present in the moment before coming into their teaching. And I know how hard it is, you know, giving the same value virtually as if you are physically there, you know.
Yeah.
And but there are possibilities, and one of the biggest possibilities, I think, is teaching students virtually being first present in the moment. Because then I heard about they are consuming the information in a much deeper level, you know. I don't know, just food for thoughts. I'm just throwing you some stuff that I collect all around, and I think people like from Afghanistan, especially women. I think they are so their environment is giving them so much pressure, and I
Yeah.
think in order to teach them in a 100% way, in a more effective way, is to get them first in the present moment and then teach to them something. I don't know. It's just food for thoughts.
Yeah, it sounds really good, and I think you're totally correct. Like that's like a little bit like Tony does. Like this active learning style is super
Yes.
valuable.
Yeah.
Do
Well,
you
when you
guys
look at
do you guys know
when
Anil
you
Gupta?
look,
Do you guys know Anil Gupta?
No, I don't know that.
So Anil is the love doctor, and he has a TED Talk, and he gets people in the present moment, and he tells them, take your hands and put them out in front of you. When's the last time you thanked your hands? When
Nice.
if you lost one or both or whatever, what would you do to get those hands back? And he says happy H equals G squared. So the G squares are gratitude. He says give a measurement of those three G's. And when you're living your life, go to the one at the lowest level and always work to bring that up to the other two. So then you're
Nice.
always in purpose. And he talks about the gift of giving, right? There's just so much in giving.
What's the
So yeah,
name
Amazing.
again? Can you write it in the chat here?
I will I'll post it
Emmy?
on the Lighthouse. I'll
Okay,
post
cool.
his link. I just watched it this morning. I'm like, oh my God, because I sent him an email yesterday and
so
then I watched the thing. I just feel so divinely guided that I had to share that, and I'll post it. And it's a short, and he too said how in 2008 he was at his lowest point. And he thought, because he was losing his business and everything, and he had to tell his wife, and he was going to kill himself. And when he told his wife, she said, "Oh my God, I thought you had cancer." Like she knew something was wrong. Thank God that that's all it is, right? I thought you were sick. I thought you were dying. Oh my God, that's all. And he just felt so loved. Yeah,
Wow.
it's beautiful.
so
I'll
so
put it
I can actually so I'm happy to so actually beautiful and Neil has come on here multiple times to
I
really
love it.
contribute to the community multiple times.
Yeah.
So I remember meeting Anil when I joined in 2019, and also very a beautiful gentleman focused on what really is, the fundamental responsibility of all of us. And so he's just a beautiful soul. He's been on the podcast multiple times, but he's come here and shared his insight a lot in the community. So he's also, I'm happy to introduce, if you guys want to meet after you watch his TED Talk, maybe Farouk, I'm happy to connect you both. He's a great soul. He's a great man. He's a good person.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
Always
Welcome, Gabe.
happy.
How are you?
Hey,
They
Gabe.
say,
Hey, I'm
they
just
say,
running payroll right now, so I'll be back in a second.
I love the quote. Wisdom comes from different kind of perspectives. So when you are learning from different kind of people, you get different kind of perspectives, and this is where wisdom comes. Makes it sense?
Complete sense.
That's why I love to listen to other people, how they're saying it, what are their perspectives. Yeah, I'm always open.
It makes sense and it's exciting.
Okay, cool,
Hey,
guys.
It's
Farouk,
it's
could
really
you
beautiful.
introduce yourself? What do you do?
Yeah, I did it already before when you were not there, but I can
Uh,
really quick. What I'm doing is I'm a coach. I'm a coach for coaches. I help coaches build their businesses, online businesses especially. And I've several different kind of businesses. I have one AI business as well. I'm helping local businesses with I call it AI employees. So the AI software that I create or that I'm also a part of this system. I'm helping local businesses to automate processes like example, taking a call, AI voice is taking a call, all those kind of stuff. So this is one business. The other one is I'm doing also event productions for big corporate events, big corporate companies as well. And yeah, but my what I really love to do is coaching. I love to help other people. I love helping to make a difference in other people's lives. That's why I already consume all of the stuff from Tony Robbins, not once, not twice, maybe 10 times even. So to live it, to breathe it. And yeah, I think they say repetition is what was it?
Mother of skill. The
The
mother of
mother
skill.
of
Yes.
mastery.
Skill. Yes.
So yeah, that's why I love to learn. I love to make a difference, and I love coaching. Definitely, yeah. I have several
And
different kind of
Farouk, how long
yeah.
have you been in the space? You said
Since 2011, I'm in a coaching
beautiful.
space. In self-development, I started with 18 years old
Nice.
because my ex-girlfriend left me that I loved. So from there, I started to understand how relationships works, and then from there, you know, you you start to become a learner. So yeah, but it's always something to learn something new.
Isn't that the truth? There's always everyone has something to teach us, and everyone has something to offer, and that's what I love most about focusing on Tony's work, because it's not just Tony's work. He's standing on so many uh, thousands of years of an ancient wisdom, and he's been able to really integrate it in such a beautiful way to help us understand that business really is, the ultimate spiritual game, and it gives us a
Absolutely.
great, yeah. So I'm curious if you want to share a little insight on your perspective on, business and putting spirituality together, and why is that meaningful to you?
Yeah, because one of the realization that I had is business is actually a achievement thing. And Tony Robbins, most of the time, is all about achieving, all about achievement. It's all about projecting to the future, projecting to the future. And and I was one of those guys. I was always thinking, and I'm really proactive person. And that's why I love futurism, I love technology and all of those kind of stuff. And the realization that I had for 2 years ago right now is we sometimes have to come down and just enjoy the present moment. And in the present moment is the true life, and when you are trapped in this cycle of delivering value, and especially when you are successful, you are in this circle. And it's really hard to come down and live in the present moment, especially for your kids. Hey, and I have also a kid, and so it is really precious to live in the present moment. But come back to your question, Eric. I see business, as you say, as a spiritual game. And you can recognize this when you get to know somebody and you want to do business with him, you immediately, I mean, I have a sensor for it nowadays. I can immediately see, has this person a bigger vision? Is his true value what he's believing? And what he's believing is it really like helping other people, or he's doing it just for the money, you know? And you can recognize that really fast. And let me say you another thing. A lot of people recognize that nowadays. All these marketing claims, sales claims, and all of this stuff, people getting more smarter, and people get more smarter. You cannot do anything with those claims anymore. And that's why I think authenticity, I think, is the most important thing. And coming from a corner of really an intention to help a person, then you don't have to think about the money. The money comes from alone. I think when you are focusing your mind first on delivering amounts of value, then I think it's much more simpler. I think then you can become also more authentic, you know, and it takes away let's say, takes away the artificial things
Mhm.
from you. When you are saying, okay, I want to hit a goal here on this person. Now, yesterday I had a coaching session. First person, like, he saw one of my posts, and he was like, "Oh, I want to replicate your business to my business." I was like, "Okay, let's do this." First session, and I deliver so much value. I actually give him everything for free on this call. And I said, we meet just for 20 minutes. And I was 90 minutes with this guy and not ask one time for a sale. I just deliver so much value. And this person is like, okay, and now what is the next step? You know, so I love this. I don't like, you know, here's my product, here's my stuff, buy it, and I think this is one of the biggest insights that I had 2 years ago.
I love it. This is one of the things that I love that Tony continues to navigate and show us at Business Mastery. It really is to integrate our focus and really be willing to utilize our business as an extension of our essence. And it's the ultimate life mission, I believe, is to really utilize and exchange energy based off of the value that's within us. And so I'd love to, I know, Gabe, you had some concerns about the experience of Business Mastery that you had locally in Edmonton. And I know you needed to leave earlier, so I'd love to share if you want to share some of that. If you'd like to share that here openly, if you'd like to share that here openly, if you'd like to share that here openly, we're all here present and want to really see how we can serve and support you in your perspectives.
Okay, well, thanks for updating on that. I didn't want to do this on Lighthouse because I wanted to talk to you personally because it's your company that you're developing to do watch parties and developing these programs. So I felt like this was something that should be dealt with direct internally on the issues that we had at Business Mastery. There was personnel issues that I experienced within your group of people that are running the program. So there was some major vibe killers and a lot of distraction because of this. So not getting into too much detail, I left early.
It's okay. We enjoy detail, and I think that this is what authenticity and presence. And I encourage you to be present right now, so that you can really be here with us. Because by you sharing with your presence, it will also determine your authenticity. So I believe that this is something that everyone here must hear. And I also don't believe in anything needing to be internal or external, because I am an open book, and you are the only one out of the whole group that decided to leave 3 days early, so without integrating fully. So this is where the community now gets to observe your authenticity. And so I'd love to encourage you to really step up and be fully present here with us so that we can serve you to the highest level.
Yeah, okay. Well, so the reason I left is because Amy, we're going to say something?
I just asked you, could you take a deep breath and take this into your heart? Thank you.
So the reason I left was there was a few things. So first day was great, second day was great. But then we started seeing, there was a few things that were happening in a sense of the business side of what you were producing there. There was a lot of talk about the financial stress or the financial, so the way I look at this is I was there for Business Mastery, and Eric Balance Media Ventures was offering a watch party with on top of integrating personal things, fitness, vitality, talk circles, Q&As, and a bunch of good gravy, bunch of good stuff on top of BM. The issue I was having was while I was in there, one of your colleagues or one of your partners, I'm not sure how it's structured, was starting to make small comments to certain people and myself. I seen a little bit too much negativity while he was on a team meeting call. Like it felt like he was acting like a teenage kid, and then it started becoming where we had to hold his hand and We had to, we were all open, we're all home, and we're all human, and we're all adults. So I experienced seeing that, and then I seen some comments later of that some negativity, and then it happened so that when we were doing the team meetings and also the foundations, the nonprofits. I don't know exactly what it was called, but there was a team that we had to create. And I specifically said to everybody that I didn't want to be a team leader, or I didn't want to lead that team, or I didn't want to participate in that team leader group or that team group trying to create whatever vision it was to make impactful meaning on whatever it was you guys were creating. And then it slowly started becoming about the foundation I was creating, Life Worth Living Foundation. When I clearly said, I'm not ready to participate, I'm not ready to be, I'm here for business mastery. Like, you guys could handle that. There's a bunch of you guys doing that. I could not be more clear. I said it to Ross. I said it to you. I said it to people they said, come on, join the team, join the team. I said, I'm not here for that. I just want to assess. I went to business mastery, the first one I went to, and I joined a team, and it was just chaotic. So I was sidetracked trying to get T-shirts made and advertise and do social media. And I understand that it's also beneficial, but it was my choice to not participate in that, and also watch people lead, watch you lead, and watch other things. And then it became exactly about my Life Worth Living Foundation, which I wasn't ready for, and my board of directors wasn't ready for, and my nonprofit wasn't registered. So I was rushing everything. And during the time, I felt very pressured. Like, let's get it done. Major action. Let's get it done. I was already brain exhausted. I was already information overloaded. So there was too much pressure, and I would love, for support on my end where I want support, not where I don't want support, or where people.
Oh, you went
Muted yourself.
You went muted, brother.
Sorry, that was my son. He touched the computer. So I would want support where I want support, not where people think I need support, or where I was showing that I didn't want support. I showed that I didn't want to participate. I showed that I didn't want to use my Life Worth Living Foundation. I showed certain things, but then I agreed anyway because I was on the spot and it was pressure. I just experienced too many awkward things in that during that event. And then I got into an argument with Ross because I was talking to one of my board of directors with Life Worth Living, and he just took the computer from me and he just said, I think we're getting into too much detail. And I said, so I took his hand and I said, hey, stop. I'm trying to talk to him and ask him questions. And he said, fuck this, I'm done. And then he went and sat somewhere else. Like, I don't need that energy. I didn't talk to anybody like that. I was trying to just get my things done. Ask certain questions to make.
So I was there when I was.
Wait, Eric.
Sorry, I have to.
Eric, let me.
No, you're. No, I'm sorry, brother. He never said "fuck this, I'm done," and so I apologize, but you're right. I was there when he had suggested not to go into many details. He said it's okay, I'll step aside, and there was the whole community was there to serve you and support you during the gladiator team.
He didn't say it like that, Eric. I'm not going to argue. Can I just finish and then you could tell me what you want to tell me? I don't want to overtalk you and I don't want you to overtalk me.
Please go ahead.
So the attitude that he got up, he had aggression, he had negative energy, and he looked at me with that energy. And you could sense it. We all are emotional. We all have emotion. I could sense the energy. And I looked at him, I said, based off of 3 prior experiences, you had an issue with him saying certain things to the guy on the camera during the team meeting. So you had a long talk with him upstairs. You had to lay it into him a bit. And you were like, hey, Ross, like, this is not the way it goes. You need to calm down. And he acknowledged that. He accepted that. So then he played the same card on me. And I said, after I took the computer back, I said, you have such a shitty attitude. I'm not going to work with you if you're like this. And I came back and it made me have the same energy as him. And I didn't like that energy. So I said what I said back. And then I said, well, I'm not going to work with you like this. He's like, well, it doesn't matter. So I'm not working with you either, or whatever he might have said. And then he got up, he put his arms up and he left the room. And I was like, I'm not here to fight anybody. I was here for business mastery. I'm not here to be we talked to like this, you know, and then it made the whole vibe super awkward. And then when we went upstairs, there was I was emotional because Life Worth Living Foundation for me is my real life on people suiciding in Nunavut. We have the most suicides ever, and I'm not just gonna try slap something together to try win a Tony Robbins, you know, event. Like he's gonna be there forever. I want to do this strategically and nicely, and I was pressured. So, you know, then I went upstairs and I talked to my family and my friends, and the energy wasn't the same anymore. And you could probably ask anybody there. Their energy was shifted that day, and I decided to exit. And when I exited, and on top of this, we shouldn't need to see the financial stress of things. There was times where you're talking to Ronald about that, like all the business that's happening. Like we're not watching Tony's team talk about the financial stress and this and this and this, and then we're not seeing you argue with one of your colleagues right in front of everyone at the dinner table, which changes and shifts the energy, and then downstairs in front of everybody for arguments and things like that to happen, and especially if he's running the program with you. So that's my point. You could take it how you want it. Maybe he didn't say fuck it. Maybe he just said whatever, but his energy really shifted us. And he made a snarky comment a couple times and no one was around when I was upstairs alone. He said a couple things.
Okay.
I think he's going down the stairs.
Hey,
So I think Farouk has a question.
can I ask you a question,
Farouk has a
Gabe?
question.
Can I ask you a question, Gabe? Thank you for, I
Yeah,
mean,
go ahead.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear your frustration with this event. But I would like to ask you a question. What did you learn from this situation?
That I don't want to be with people that have bad energy like that.
Is there something you could do better or in the next event when you experience the same thing?
Probably. There was a lot of things going on. Like business mastery is already one thing, but there was a lot of things already happening personally. Like there was so many things going on at once. You're confused, and it was hard. It was hard to talk to Eric because it would be. I'm not trying to offend you in any way. I didn't want a biased opinion. Like that's his people, those are his guys, and I just didn't want to be awkward and make the energy weird by staying. So I just exited, and you know I shouldn't have experienced that with someone who's leading this program with them or building this program with them. So that's right. But I probably could have handled things a little differently in a sense of I don't think I handled my situation wrong by telling him that he has a shitty attitude. Maybe I could have said it different. He was explained that already, I think the day before or the morning of, I don't remember. And he was already talked to by a third person that I saw. So there was an issue there. And I had great energy until then. I was all positive. So I'm not sure what I could have done different. And I'm going to talk to Sigita, Ronald, and all those guys on maybe how I should have acted different or if I had to. A ton of pressure, just very...
Yeah, I got you. I can understand. I can understand how you feel. But, you know, like Tony Robbins talks about focus, you know? Like, I really would like to know from you, like, what could be the best version of Kate in this situation? What could be the best version from you that you could stay motivated? I just asked you some questions. Sorry, when I'm direct, but I really want to understand and really want to.
Can you just say that again? You cut out.
I asked.
Are you able?
You know, Tony Robbins talks about focus. Focus is the big thing, you know, and you know, some people, everybody reacts different to problems. And now I really would like to know and really want to stretch you here right now and want to understand what could be the best version of you next time when you go into this room motivated and inspired and you see some negativity around you or some people, what could be the best version of you? Give me 2 ideas.
Well, the best version would be to try shift that energy, obviously, and put my
Nice.
where focus goes, energy flows. So I
Yes.
understand that. I tried to talk with him for an hour after. I'm usually pretty good at shifting over. This one really impacted me because it took me so long to get there. It was really meaningful for me to be there, and I I don't want to blame anybody for this, but I left my 3-week-old daughter. Like it took me a ton of money to get there to be, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have
Mm.
that answer correctly, but I should have been able to change it. I should have been able to shift it. It just happened consecutively too many times, and I
Yeah,
couldn't relate.
I can understand. I can totally understand, Kim. But what is the purpose you've been there?
My purpose to be there was to scale and grow my businesses, and that was solely what I was there for. Obviously, we were doing personal work because personal and work-life balance is together. But I go to UPW for personal events, and it was just strange. There was so many different things, and I get maybe it was the first event, maybe there's things. It was great. Like, to be honest, other than that, I think things were amazing. Other
Was that
than
your first?
having to see those things, sometimes things need to be closed. Sometimes things you can't see. Sometimes things need to be talked about in a room. It can't, it just, um, yeah.
Was it your first business mastery?
No, it was not.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But could it be
I'm going.
could Cape
Let me join on
act
my
different?
phone.
Cape?
Yeah,
He's going to
I have
join
to
on his
join on my
phone.
phone. My computer's glitching out. It's like it's.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So can I ask, was
Sorry,
there a
guys.
lot of expectation? Is there any round where you had a lot of expectation?
I didn't because I
Yes.
know it was open book. I know it was. I didn't have a lot of expectation. No, I knew these beautiful people are beautiful. I
Yeah,
knew I could be me. I knew I could be open. I knew I
yeah,
did, and I cried, and I did everything I needed to do.
nice.
Um, my expectation was that I wouldn't get into issues like this. That obviously, sometimes it happens. Okay, let me.
Yeah,
Is it this one? Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, perfect.
I was curious because, you had said how the long travel and all of what it took for you to get there, the expense and all that, and then with whatever was happening, would it have been possible to shift the energy to appreciation because of who we are and who we know we are in the world of Tony, right? And what we want to do and accomplish. Um, and we all come from a different background and have ways of dealing, and just knowing and like maybe taking each other's hand and saying, remember why we're here. And I love that you want to do this for me and I'm not there right now, or something like that. Like taking the expectation to appreciation because of what we all want to accomplish. Just a thought. Because one thing I love about Tony's work is there's a lot of people that do work and they want to own it. And what he says is learn it so you can teach it to others.
Yes.
And he doesn't like hold on to his work as his own, even though it is his own. He wants us to make the world a better place. And we all come with these like backgrounds and of hurt or whatever, and the way we're treated. And sometimes we get triggered by different people, and it takes us back to where we were when we were children. And it's not intentional. And when we can look at the way we feel because of what we just experienced and know who we are in the room, then we stay and work it out rather than flee. Like I used to flee with, I risked my life to feel good. And now I feel that vulnerability and authenticity makes me feel the best in giving. I know giving is the best drug there is.
Yeah,
Just a thought.
sure.
I'm sure you will do it
Um,
next time. Okay.
Hmm.
yeah,
Next
I
time,
thank you guys for your
you will
input.
be not distracted.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Guys, I have to go. I have to have a dinner with my family. It
Sweet.
was nice to get to know you all and hopefully see each other next time again.
Nice. And
Baruch,
Thank
we
you,
got in
Eric, for the
touch. I talked.
space.
I
Yes.
just
See
Be well,
wanted
my
to
you.
share
brother.
Bye.
one last
Bye
thing I
bye.
learned about business mastery is so it's all of what you said, all of the rush and everybody does and everybody does. And what I learned at business mastery that it's not about winning and losing, it's how I play the game.
Yes.
And I
Take
want to play it
responsibility.
from love and I want to participate and I don't want to give up on me or anybody else.
Yes. Yes, Amy. Exactly.
Beautiful. Well,
Thank you so
well
much.
said.
Thank you it's really nice
Eric,
to meet
And
thank you,
one
Amy.
of
Thank you,
the
Gabe.
most powerful things also what I want to add on is the identity. How you
Yeah.
see yourself. Are
Yeah.
you, are you gambling or are you really the protector and the provider as a business
Yes.
owner? And I think if you're coming from this space, I think you will be unstoppable.
Yes. Together we allow ourselves to see ourselves for who we are. And we
Exactly.
look to bring out the best in each other, not the worst.
Exactly.
And
Thank
love
you.
is going to make it. Yep. Have a nice dinner.
Bye.
Bye.
So, Gabe, did you want to share anything else?
He's driving.
Beautiful. Well, I think that from that place, I don't hear or see anything else. One thing I just want to encourage is that this is the beauty of openness, having everybody being open. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter where we are or what we're doing. Business is a spiritual game. And so if somebody is going through a problem or a challenge, finances or otherwise, we hold the space to allow them to fully express themselves. It doesn't matter what the event looks like. And so it's so important to allow that to come through, even when the triggers come up. And so it's difficult to face the mirror.
Right.
And that clarity becomes super clear. So I encourage us all to allow this inside of our businesses all the time because thoughtful disagreement, thoughtful challenges, creative potential to really acknowledge different maps of the world is what brings us closer together. It's what brings us ultimately to understand different perspectives. So, Gabe, is there anything else that you wanted to share before we finalize up here?
Oh, I got cut off at the meeting there. No, there was some pretty good insight. Like I said, I think there's things to work on. I think there's things on both ends, maybe my side and maybe Media Ventures side. I'm not sure what your thoughts are on that, but I didn't get to hear what you were going to say.
Well, as I was saying, it's about business is ultimately about allowing all people to share their insights and to have thoughtful disagreements. And so, whether people are challenging us, it's important to be in a state of calm and peace. And there were multiple times where the curiosity of, hey, are you wanting to do this? Let us know. If not, then we'll go a different direction and meaning on the gladiator team. And that's exactly what we ended up doing. We ended up helping Siri and Beck with the horses and the California fires and things like this, which was a beautiful cause. And we ended up pivoting because constant and strategic innovation is what Tony teaches us to really focus on finding the solution and not focusing on the problem. So my encouragement is to discover where really was the energy of the group wanting to serve you, right? And if that once you got clear and said, hey, I'm not ready for this, then we pivoted immediately. it's about also owning the fact that it's important to share and not to please. You don't need to please anybody, my friend. We're there to serve you and support you. Each and every person is there to serve in their own way. And also, different perspectives are what gives us contrast. It gives us an opportunity to learn about each other, about how to navigate, and then also how to create an even more meaningful message that spreads out to the planet so that people are focused on creating change and not thinking that one perspective is the best perspective. Everybody has value to add, and everyone has wisdom to offer. And so even in our differences, we get to discover our opportunity of coming closer together, which is what's so unique about life. It's what's so precious about the experience of life. And whether it's an event or a business or anything, my encouragement is to stand strong, stand tall, and not run away. However, choose to figure it out because everything is figure outable. And these patterns of the past to go our separate ways or to create an illusion of separation is a pattern of the past. It's a pattern of wanting to fight or curate things that are not in alignment because of not truly hearing each other. And my choice is to also welcome people to always come back, and I hope to see you soon again at another event. And if that doesn't align, then hopefully in the future, when you feel the alignment or you choose to, step in again, we'll be here waiting for you, my brother, with arms wide open.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know yet. I can't. I think maybe you should get perspective from others as well, maybe on how energy was. I don't know if you did or not. I don't know if everyone communicated, but
We did,
I
and
saw it wide open and clear.
yeah, we did, and it was also shared on. It's publicly shared. Gina and Jacob were here when a lot of the community was sharing about the experience, and everyone. I don't know, Gina, Jacob, maybe you want to share what you heard so that it's not coming from my lips. But I know you guys weren't there, but you were there when everybody was sharing about it. So maybe Gina, Jacob, you can share your perspectives of what
Was
you
this on
heard
another
from some of
meeting?
the
Yeah,
some of the
so
participants.
yeah, when I asked about how mastery was, I only heard positive things. I didn't even know this stuff. It came to my knowledge today.
I would like to say one thing, and it's we don't need to focus on that. The focus should be what we can do better next time. So if you felt like that last time, if I'm there when you are there, I'm gonna do my best to welcome you and see that the room's energy is good. That's what I can promise.
Yeah, I tried to do that. And obviously you, Jacob, that's why I didn't want to air this out because everyone's not going to talk about that. No one won't talk about the uncomfortable. Everyone's going to show the positive. There was lots of positive. That's why I wanted to do this with Eric behind the scenes because I didn't want to look like a fool. Like I'm the only negative one. It's not. I'm not. I was not trying to be negative. I
didn't
I
think you
wanted
were.
to do this with Eric behind. Okay.
I
I just
didn't
mean
think you were
what
negative.
what I mean is just I feel I feel that I should have this setting in with Eric Balance Media Ventures and not on Lighthouse. We all could have discrepancies. We all could have these talks. But obviously everything was great overall, and obviously you wouldn't hear any of these things. There's this is everywhere. You go to any event, you're always gonna look at the positive things, and most of it was positive. I didn't want to air this out in a public meeting,
Go ahead,
but it is
Mark,
what it is. Eric
please.
should do it.
Um, The first thing I have to respond to you, this Gabe, is sharing is very important, and the language you use there, I think, also is very important. You can view it very differently if instead of saying I am being negative, I am being critical. Way different. Coming more from a neutral, still growth mindset of wanting things to be better. Instead of saying I'm negative, no, I'm critical about things, how they are. And a bit of advice I would, or perspective I would give to you with this situation is you are quite intense about it, which means it's probably very important for you. And I think from a similar situation where you are in state and something similar will try to get you out of state would probably occur somewhere in the future. We're all human. And with this renewed perspective that you probably gathered in this call or since that moment, you can now choose to act differently or recognize that the situation is occurring.
And Mart, taking those two words, I actually got those two words to passion. Like there's a passion of how he wants his world to be. It's not negative or critical. It's a passion of wanting the world to be a better place. So when we bring that passion, there's something to it because we all want that. And the only one we can really control is ourselves. I mean, I have this, my family has an already always way of listening for me, right? I don't get invited to things because of who they share I am from my past, right? So I don't get invited because then I show up. And when I show up in my loving self, that makes them wrong. So we have to miss out on our relationships because of that? Nope. I started talking to my family and telling them how much I love them. I'm going to smother them with love.
Yeah.
So I see it as passion. I don't think it's critical and I don't think it's negative. I'm so grateful for what you shared. That's so important to me. I love what you shared. And that's how we bring the air of the earth to our children. Because we want to be able to share like this with people. That's what I've been looking for. I appreciate your authenticity. It means so much to me. I feel like I can have a conversation with my brother now. Like I showed up at my brother's house one day and I've gone there before and he doesn't answer the door. And when he opened the door, I was like, oh my God, I've been dreaming about this moment for years. These are the conversations I want to have. Thank you. These conversations make me brave.
It was tough. It was definitely tough. Thank you for sharing, Amy. It was definitely tough. That's why I waited and I talked to people and I talked to people and I was in the room and I was trying to get into state. I was, I don't feel like I'm wrong for feeling that energy. I think people felt that energy. I talked to other people and they related a bit. They might not say it, I don't know. But and I feel like I took the time. I took hours and hours to assess should I bounce. Like, I didn't just storm off. I actually took the time to talk and talk and talk.
Well, you didn't talk to me. You didn't take the time to talk to me. You
It
didn't.
would have
You
been too
just left.
it would have been too biased at the time, Eric. It would have been.
Well, this is again your perspective.
It's your event. It's your group.
It's fair.
It would have just been a convincing moment. We wouldn't have had a.
That's because you're projecting that.
I could assess. I know how the conversation was gonna go.
No, you don't. No, you don't. That's not true.
But
you don't know how the conversation would go.
I mean, and I appreciate everything. I appreciate everything, and I appreciate you. My ask was that I don't pay for the days that I left. Obviously, that was something that you're not looking to entertain. So
Yeah, I already shared with you, after 5 days and then choosing to leave, this is just the choosing on your part to exit. So to me, that's
I think you're frozen.
choosing
I
to
can't
leave.
hear you.
Yeah, I already shared with you that after 5 days, choosing to
I can't
leave
hear
is
you,
choosing
Eric.
to.
I can
Can
hear
everyone
him.
else hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, enough said. I think that that's the biggest lesson that we all get to learn is always being authentic and sharing in open, thoughtful disagreements because it allows all people to understand that principles are what guide us, you know? And I choose to live by principles. I choose to live by the principles that guide us will be the ones that define us. And for me, this has
Eric,
been a great. Go ahead, please.
I have a question. Do you think we can uh, have another um, way to say that to him? Like it's not like no, no, more for when you're saying so hard, he's not taking in. He's just saying no, no, I did that, I did that, I did that. Something is, I think we maybe need to say it in another way when he's ready to take in.
Right. And here's the thing is there's so many opportunities to really create that, he wanted to make it happen now. He wanted to have a conversation now about it. So I said, if you want to come on and talk about it in immediately, then you can come on the Lighthouse. Otherwise, I need to wait till next week because I'm with my family. So these are some of the responsibilities that we get to choose. Everyone gets to choose, right? So um, otherwise, we don't. There's peacefulness and calmness in the way that we get to approach and listen to each other. And so it's not about no, it's about understanding and reflecting the decisions and the choices a person makes in the moment, and then having the resolve to own their own decision because there
Yeah,
was
yeah,
no conversation, and also there was no again right now he's saying he's projecting he knew how that conversation would have happened. That's not true. He doesn't know that. None of
yeah,
us
yeah,
know that because the
yeah, yeah,
conversation didn't happen. So
yeah.
um
And
you know
I understand you. I mean, I'm always thinking, what can I do better right now? Just I. And in this situation, I think from my perspective, we as a group, we can do it in a better way. And
and what
maybe
makes you say
because,
that? Because hold on, I need to get curious because right, we're being authentic, we're being real, we're being
yeah,
honest,
yeah,
we're having the safe space to communicate. So how do you or why do you think it needs to be better if the truth is coming out? Because ultimately truth is everything, honesty is everything. So
yeah,
why
yeah,
is there, from your perspective, needing to be better?
yeah. I mean, like, we can say the truth in another way. Uh, in a way he
Are we
can,
speaking?
take
Are
it
we
in.
so are we speaking or is he speaking?
uh, I think we all spoke.
Okay, so observe. If I would encourage you to look back at the meeting and then observe who's speaking the most and reflect of the energy that's created and what's being listened to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because because it's actually about listening that makes us ability to find solutions. And then pay attention to presence.
Yeah.
What's present? We know that the beautiful state is part of our state, which is our physiology, our focus, and our language.
Yeah.
And so what does presence look like, and who's listening, and how present are they when people are communicating?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Okay.
understand you,
I
Eric.
I encourage all of us to watch back this recording. It's a great lesson.
Mhm.
Right. I gotta go. I gotta check
Love
out.
you.
Bye.
Love you too. See you. Have a great day.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Does anybody else want to answer or share anything else? Mark, do you want to share anything else?
I thought it was lovely to see Farouk and also what he had to say. His way of phrasing things. I found this call very insightful for myself as well.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And Jacob, do you want to add anything, or Gina, do you want to add anything on that?
No, I'm always happy when I'm in the call. So to me, uh, it was a good time anyway.
Mm.
Yeah, no, I have nothing to add. It was nice being back in the call. Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much for paying attention and hearing, and then as a result, creating solutions all together.
Yeah, for sure.
See you all.